What's up, boys?
What's up? What a great way to start a YouTube video.
Oh, I gotta make sure I'm using my right. Do you hear the buzzing?
I do not hear a buzzing.
Okay, let me make sure this is the right mic.
You're hoping that there is buzzing. Can you hear the buzz? Shit.
Fuck, where's the buzzing?
Yeah, or Lukas, for Sir Billy, for part 1 of the YouTube, I took a screenshot of both of us crying during our peacocks being loyal thing and put that as the thumbnail on the page. Like you could see tears running down your eyes, and I'm just like to the side, just like
what an emotional episode, yeah.
For sure. Sir Billy. Devin, do not watch Sir Billy with Oliver.
Why?
There's a lot of cleavage. There's a lot of boobs in this animated Scottish film.
Yeah, and
shave your head.
I did, yeah. All gone. Crazy. Once a year, man. I do it once a year.
Hell yeah, I should do that.
I just grow it out and then shave it when I get tired of it.
Which is once a year.
Once a year, yeah. Usually takes about a year.
Nice. Okay, boys. Are you both set up or what?
Yeah. Did you watch the movie, Devo?
I did.
Oh yeah.
It cost me $3.99.
I know, right? I was like, Evan Almighty's such a big film. It should have been available somewhere on some streaming site, right?
Also old.
We are in the contract oasis here, boys.
Yeah. Did you see that Honora came to Hulu, so you can stream it now?
That's cool. I've seen it twice in theaters.
Honora?
Yeah.
Honora.
It's on Hulu. It was this year's Best Picture winner. Don't watch it with Oliver.
There's
a lot of nudity sex in it and drugs.
A lot of boobs.
Yeah.
Oliver was raised sucking on boobs, dude. He's seen so many boobs.
You're right. Shit. And he was raised in a strip club, which is how the movie starts, is titties in a strip club. It just opens. Yeah. Also, they say fuck 467 times in it.
Did you count, or is that a fun fact? Was that on the fact sheet?
That's a fun fact about it.
Okay.
It's like 6th all time in F words used.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how many times I say fuck in a shift at work?
Your corner looks different.
It is. I'm not in my normal place.
You're not in your reading corner.
No. I don't know why the laptop was out here, but it was out here.
Okay. Well, are we ready?
Oh, yeah.
Lukas shook his head no. Oh, he shook his head yes. Okay, let's do this. All right. Jinjo. All right. 1, 2, 3, play.
Gentlemen.
Huzzah!
Gentlemen.
Hi, Devin.
Hi, Devin. Hello. He's here.
What's up, Devin?
Oh, I forgot this was part 2.
He's here. It's part 2. Yeah, of course. We're not doing an intro. Devin, you weren't here for part 1. How much money do you think Evan Almighty cost to make?
70 million.
Oh, that's high.
Double it and then add some.
$175 million.
There were a lot of animals, man.
There's a lot of animals. There's a lot of CGI, and Lukas.
Bicycles.
There's a lot of bicycles. It was this whole eco-friendly thing. Apparently, the director had a stroke, and then he decided to go complete carbon neutral. So they bought bicycles for every cast and crew member to bike around to go across the sets, and then they counted out all their carbon emissions and then planted 2,505 trees and all this shit and the animals, and yeah, it was.
Did they account for all the bike manufacturing? It's a lot of bikes.
They had to offset the bike manufacturing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is all in the movie.
It is a movie.
This is a movie?
This stuff is in the movie, in the intro. They have people talking about these facts.
And just remember, of most of all, John the Factus is on a vacation far away. Come around and fact it over.
That was our Cats Facts song.
Our song. So, a movie. We pick up in the world of Bruce Almighty. Have you guys seen Bruce Almighty?
I think I recently watched that with Oliver.
Oh, he probably laughed so much when Jim Carrey was pretending to do the typewriter and Steve Carell was going.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah.
Haven't seen.
Oh, dude, yeah.
In
yeah.
Quite a while.
Oh, dude,
myself, dude.
Dude, yeah.
I think maybe when they were like in theaters and shit, when they were out.
You saw this in theaters in 2003?
I think so.
And then 2007 for this? Well, we pick up in that world as Evan Baxter, who was just another competing co-anchor with Jim Carrey at the time. It's his last day on the job at the Buffalo news station as they give him a farewell video because he's newly elected to Congress. And he leaves Buffalo and shepherds his family to the suburban Northern Virginia.
It's weird that a celebrity would be elected as a politician off of like a news channel or something.
Yeah, or like a reality television show, or
that'd be crazy, dude.
I want to. Yeah.
Who do you
Imagine
think
spray tanning and still being elected? That'd be odd.
Imagine being 80 and being elected.
Remember like that kid that shot him?
Yes, I do.
That's pretty close.
About that? Oh, okay. I was just like, well, who do you think was the first president that was like, where you're like, why him? Like, for the most part, they've all been military or in political science. And was it Reagan? Was it definitely Reagan?
Reagan's an actor, but then he was also a governor after that as well, which he was a long-time governor of California. Oh, he was a long-term governor of California. Trump was the first like non-office holding guy.
He's the first person to not have any form of office.
I mean, George Washington didn't or anything. I mean, like generals, yeah, but like even they were like ambassadors and shit.
Do you want to bet next election Elon Musk runs?
100%.
He can't, but he will. You're right.
Wait, why can't he?
He's South African.
He's not American, technically.
Really?
He's not an American citizen.
Not born in America.
You have to be born in American soil, but of course you're right. He's going to.
He's gonna find a loophole. He's gonna try.
It's not gonna be a loophole. The Supreme Court is sure he can do it.
He's just gonna do it.
He can steal votes, sure.
Yeah, why not?
So this little news anchor.
I distract myself with movies.
This little news anchor, he gets elected and he's going to Northern Virginia, to DC, and they get to their new gigantic beautiful house, and there's just a random dog in their backyard taking dumps and drinking the water, licking Evan's junk, and
it's reminding me of Seth.
The dog?
The dog. Right off the bat, I clocked it.
You were like, that Seth for sure, just taking a dump in the yard.
Oh yeah, licking balls. Yeah.
And Evan, he hates animals. He drives a Hummer. He doesn't care about saving the rainforest. He picks the old cherry wood for his cabinets.
Yeah.
Although a representative from Buffalo, New York, I don't think would be a Republican. Maybe in 2007. I don't know about today.
Also,
it depends.
This was a movie.
I think they have multiple reps. Maybe.
Shit, you are right.
Did you know that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to point it out.
There is a god in this one.
Well, that's the thing. Is like Lukas got so caught up on this, he thought that dog was Seth. So he definitely thought.
Yeah. I
thought Morgan Freeman was actually a god until I was 12.
Is that actually true?
A little bit.
I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about how celebrities by their full names and you never call them like their first name. Like Tom Brady, don't make that face, Lukas. It's scary. Like the one they brought up was Tom Brady, and they're like, he's not a Tom. But then they brought up Morgan Freeman. That man's not a Morgan.
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah,
Morgan's a white dude. Tom Brady could be a Tom. Morgan Freeman. He's not a Morgan.
He's definitely a Freeman, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I feel like if you're one naming it, it's got to be like...
He is a Freeman.
Yeah, that's true.
Every sense of the word.
Yeah. Ooh.
What were you going to say there, Devin?
I forgot it all.
Well, yeah, he's a Republican. His congressional campaign declares that he's going to change the world, but without ever explaining how he's going to do so. Big hopes, no true facts behind it all. And at bedtime, Evan prays to God to help change the world after hearing his whole family had prayed earlier tonight about getting a dog and for good weather and being closer as a family. He's praying for success.
Which is not a thing to be praying for, if my knowledge of the Bible is anything to go off of, right?
The Bible?
Yeah, you pray for like health and shit like that, and safekeeping, and you don't pray for money. That's like cheating.
That is
like God doesn't like that shit. There's so much shit in there about like he hating rich people, Jesus hating rich people.
So you're saying that this God punished Evan for praying for money. He's like, you're gonna have to build this ark. I don't give a shit.
Kind of.
It wasn't about saving the world.
Well, I don't think the message of the movie is that God wants Evan to be wealthy. Right?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, I know you have qualms about the ark and the bison, the American bison, and all that, Lucas.
Sure, Devin.
I know this. I know this is a movie, but like, spoilers: the flood isn't like a real flood in the world. It's like a flood in this little valley. Why did the fucking lions and elephants from Africa have to come here?
Dude, yeah, I had that same question. First of all, definitely not every species in the world. Second of all, why such exotic ones? Why do you need gibbons?
Why do you need them for just this little, like, cul-de-sac suburban neighborhood outside of Washington, D.C. for a dam breaking and not... This isn't Africa. This is not the subset.
I think it's the parable, Brandon.
Well, it's because God, like magic.
Yeah, my guy.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Devin? Lucas fought the system and the church at a young age because he was like, how did the American bison get to the ark in Egypt?
Is that what you said when you're
6-year-old?
Really?
Yeah, and you know what she told me? The lady, she said, God's magic did it. And I was out.
Dude, Oliver goes to a Catholic school, and neither his mom or me are Catholic. And he comes home, and every time I see him, he's like, "Do you believe in God? Why don't you believe in God?"
Do you tell him when he says, "Do you believe in God?" You just tell him no.
Yeah, I just say no.
Ask him about the American bison next time.
That's true. That's true.
He's about that age. That was my entry point to atheism.
Ooh, yeah. 9 days. He'll be 6 in 9 days. And if he doesn't say the American bison that first day, gone. I'm leaving. I'm getting the milk.
He needs to be pondering the reality of Christianity at exactly 6.
Yeah. I can't let Lucas win. Well, Oliver, I already did, but Oliver can't let Lucas win.
He can't.
And you can't let the church win either.
That's true.
They've won enough.
They have won enough. So, the next morning, his alarm, he sets it for 7. It goes off at 6:14. His alarm is the generation alarm, so it's Gen 614.
It says General Electric.
GE?
Yeah.
Where'd the N come from?
General Electric.
No, General Electric is GE.
It says General Electric on it.
But there's an N there.
What do you mean, General? There's an N.
No, it just says Gen, Gen.
Yeah, but it's faded out. The rest is faded out, and it says General Electric.
Oh, did it? I only read Gen.
I thought I was losing my mind. You're like, where's the N in General Electric?
General Electric?
It was not. Yeah, it was not their logo. It was their name of their company spelled out.
Yeah.
And so it goes off at then, and then we get to watch him struggle trimming his nose hairs, just classic slapstick stuff. And as he leaves for his first day at Congress, there's a giant package outside his door filled with old-timey like mallets and tools, just hardware.
Yeah, it's like a blacksmith would have, perchance.
At work, Devin, you should pull out like the largest like Looney Tunes ass wood mallet.
That'd be cool. I'd like that.
I think you'd be the
size
cool
of a watermelon.
I'll just bring a big fuck off chest with all my Noah's Ark tools in it.
It's a wooden pallet chest filled with like that straw, so you have to dig for your tools.
That's not far off how my bag is, right? My tool bag is just fucking mess.
It's just filled with straw.
Yeah.
Every day he opens it up and like, where did all this straw come from?
The fucking straw, dude.
McDonald's straw.
Oliver's been playing pranks on you. He knows about
it's
how
God.
much. Oh, it's God. It's his magic.
Yeah.
If Oliver doesn't start questioning why there's straw in your
tool bag
or tool bag every day,
I think
at 6 years old.
I think Hindu doctrine would suggest that Oliver, as well as all of us, are God, are the Supreme Brahma.
Yes, Supreme Court.
Isn't that the one where like the cow is the top of the caste system? Like if you're really, really good as like an emperor, you might be reborn as a cow.
Yeah.
I think that might be a reductive way of going about it, but essentially that's Hinduism. Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah. That's Hinduism to a T.
Nailed it.
And so on his first job, he meets Marty, his handyman. He meets Rita, his assistant, and top Congressman Chuck Long. It's John Michael Higgins, it's Wanda Sykes, and it's Chuck Long, John Goodman.
Chuck Long Goodman, they call him. These are the parasites of the American Machiavellian system, feeding on the underbelly. Now with a new roach in the stew.
I'm crying.
Devin, I know that you've got hidden up your sleeve a good Wanda Sykes impression.
I honestly forgot what she sounded like. I feel like if I knew what she sounded like, I would. And I watched the movie. Like, I want to be clear, I got done watching the movie 30 minutes ago, and I can't remember what she sounds like.
Well,
I think I took it.
What is that? A costume change? No, that's.
Did you just make a wardrobe change? This ain't the Oscars.
Yeah, exactly.
Oscars.
We're all really good at Wanda Sykes, but they're all like immediately on his ass over like good publicity with Congressman Long. He's actually his neighbor in their subdivision, and how he already wants him to co-sign a huge bill he's trying to pass to allow development sites to build on fringe public land and national parks to increase local sales and economy.
Fucking Republican ass shit. Fucking that's Tim Sheehy shit. I gotta stop thinking about all of this. It makes me mentally ill again. To think about
and physically ill.
I've been doing all right there. I'm playing a lot of tennis.
Yeah, good.
Eating a lot of chicken salad. I mean, a fucking ton of chicken salad. So
wait.
Feeling good.
Like chicken salad, like tuna salad, or like salad with chicken in it.
No, chicken salad like tuna salad. So much fucking chicken salad.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Is it from the Amish Mart?
No, homemade.
Oh shit! I love chicken salad.
Me and Alex, mostly Alex, made like a drum of it, and I eat that shit at school.
And then you eat that shit at home.
And I eat it at home.
Like Seth style, yeah. You go out into a lawn and you shit it out and you eat it. Well, the family is already very disappointed in their dad. He comes home the first day, like his first day on the job, he was gonna leave work early to go on a hike. Like, no, it's your first day.
The congressman? Leave work early, Congress early?
I gotta go and do a hike. So he brings
senators.
He brings home a bunch of work, so they're all upset with him. And then a giant pallet of wood the next day is delivered at his door at 6:14 a.m. from 1-800-GOPHERWOOD.
Go for wood.
And no, that number is decommissioned. We called it.
That is. Gopherwood is like, I thought it was like shitty wood back then or something.
I feel like it probably is. Devin, do you know about Gopherwood? Root beer.
Gopherwood.
I think Gopherwood is like an old name for some sort of like probably pine or cedar or something.
Right.
He's got to build an ark out of balsa wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I don't get. Also, we get so hung up on these weird fucking name shit in the Bible, like Gopherwood and all this fucking shit. And then this isn't even the fucking language it was goddamn written in. They didn't fucking speak English. They didn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
They didn't know what a gopher was.
All this shit is mostly derived from the King James Bible. Who at one point everyone's just like, "That's the one that was sticking with this one."
Who knew that this episode was going to get Lukas so worked up between Christianity
and religion?
Yeah. The two triggers. If only there was some basketball in this film.
Basketball,
some. Do you want to know? You want to know about my triglyceride levels? Will that make you feel better?
I would love to know.
They're at 400, so I'm not allowed to drink beer anymore.
Devin, your triglycerides are so high.
Yeah.
Where are mine at?
I think healthy is like 90 something.
What? I don't ever drink alcohol, so what would would that be fine? Does that affect it?
Does your chicken salad have a lot of mayonnaise in it?
It has much mayonnaise in it.
Your triglycerides could be pretty high, but if you do like a triglyceride test, do you lotion heavily, Devin?
I don't know if I've ever lotioned in my life.
I was gonna say, if you do like a little blood test on your finger, like you can get a little bit of lotion into the blood if you do that, and then it can elevate your triglycerides. But
no, they took it. It's because of this medicine I'm on, and also because I think I've been drinking a little too much. So now I'm on root beer.
So you went to soda?
Yeah, dude.
You gotta have some sort of beer.
I want my root beer.
Next will be ginger beer.
And then it's just back to beer.
Does Busch Light Peach really count as beer though?
That's so true. Good point. Be right back.
Doug's like, he's like, you're right. Yeah, drink more Busch Light Peach if you're going to. So Evan, he keeps seeing the 614 number everywhere. And he soon learns that the numbers indicate a verse in the book of Genesis in which God instructs Noah to build an ark out of gopher wood. And then out of nowhere, God appears, Morgan Freeman, and commands Evan to build a replica of Noah's ark in preparation for a deluge, a flood.
You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this for me, guy. You're gonna do me a favor here. Build me this boat.
And that's the thing, is like he could just conjure one up out of nothing, but it's about the lesson of manual labor.
And yeah, I heard something. Humiliating yourself in front of the Lord.
So Evan doesn't believe him that he's God, obviously. So he like drives off, but then God appears in the back of his car. He appears as the policeman. He appears as the pedestrian. All these different things. Evan freaks out at the thought of this actually being
more like a shapeshifter than a god. Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and gopherwood. No one knows what gopherwood is.
Great.
That's what I mean. That's like English. Where have they even come up with that fucking translation?
True.
Hang on. It said something about it. It said
it said it's stupid and dumb.
Is that what it says, Devin?
Officially.
Where did they say?
It's from stupidanddumb.org.
Oh, yeah. No, the Hebrew word gopher is used only once in the Bible. And it's in gopherwood. Yeah.
That's dumb.
That's maybe why God died, because there's no more gopherwood.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Gopherwood. Maybe he's saying, hey, you need to go for some wood. Other than dumbass Noah's like, go for wood?
I'll get some gopherwood.
No, he's like, how am I supposed to build this? Go for wood, dude. Go for wood.
God's like, why did I pick this man?
Yeah.
Oh man. So, did you see the nice little nod as he's driving away down the street and they pan to the movie theater?
Yeah, 40-year-old virgin.
The 40-year-old Virgin Mary playing at the theater.
Yeah.
Nice little nod. But Evan's secretary, he gets to work. She's like, oh, I just got my new extension. Give me a call at 6:14. And then a baby at the Buffalo News was born. And they were like, oh, guess how much it weighs? He's like, obviously 6 pounds, 14 ounces. Then he gets his new congressional license plates that say Gen 614. Not rain. No.
Oh, thank God.
Oh. Fireworks, yes. So it's 6:14 everywhere. And then during his first congressional meeting, Evan faints after seeing God inside the room. After seeing him in there while doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And then later as his doctor who tells him to go home, relax, and build an ark. Classic doctor things to say.
I got that. Yeah, after... You need to change your lifestyles and exercise more, he said, build an ark.
Cut out beer, build an ark, and shave your head.
Just touch my asshole.
And then smell your fingers.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Your dentist doesn't actually like insert to feel your prostate. He's just touching the hole. He's just diddling with it.
Like a little button.
Yeah, exactly. Just going around it. Little pokes.
Like he's playing.
Do you think I could convince
like an asteroid
You think mashing it's like one of those games where you gotta outpress the other person.
That's right. Yeah. Playing Hungry Hungry Hippos on my asshole, my dentist.
You need to find a new dentist, I'm telling you right now.
He does good work. He's an odd guy, but he does good work.
There's just this one thing he does that really pushes my buttons. It's when he pushes my little button.
Other than that, it's a terrific dentist.
Doctors hate this one secret trick.
Can use some work on the bedside manner.
9 out of 10 dentists recommend this trick. Oh man. So after Evan goes home and he researches the ark at home, the next day he finds animals in sets of 2 following him without any apparent reason. And they're pretty normal animals to be around. It's birds,
squirrels,
and sheep, and it's squirrels, raccoons,
rodents,
things like that. Dogs, cats. Except there were like there were peacocks.
That means a lot, Brandon, to have not 1 but 2 peacocks.
2 peacocks fully put love and trust in you.
What's happening?
It's like well, Devin, have you ever been alone with the peacock, Devin, and had that bird, that majestic bird, connect with you?
What is happening? He's actually crying.
That's a special thing. Yeah, of course I'm fucking crying, Devin.
The peacock puts his faith in you.
You wouldn't know, would you?
No, I feel like
you wouldn't be that vulnerable.
I feel like I need more medicine. I feel like I'm going crazy. First of all, that's an incredible talent, Lucas, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Lucas's tears come on so fast. It's crazy.
Thank you.
I have to work
the whole time too.
Is it like a physical thing? Like you have like a muscle that you flex and it makes you cry, or like?
No, it's a childhood emotional trauma I can bring up. Really
quickly. Okay. I thought maybe you were like squeezing your balls really hard.
No, if I can kind of like, if I like open my eyes and like, I don't know, like do the thing, and it kind of wells up a little bit in the eyes.
I can make myself cry, but it takes a little bit. His is just like instant waterworks. I'm like, what the hell?
I should weaponize it more often.
You should, honestly.
It's incredible.
So, he's followed by all these animals. He gets into his office. His windows are open, so he gets covered in birds. And somehow, like, Congressman Long comes in with all the other people. Don't make that face. It's scary. All these congressmen come in to talk to him about the bill, and he's just covered head to toe in birds, just like all over his office. He somehow convinces them that they're trained aviaries to prove a point about birds, how they're super fucking dumb, and how humans must dominate all the animals. And they're like, you know what? You're so right.
Some Glenn Beck talking point shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then God finally shows him what this area of Washington, D.C. and his neighborhood looked like when he created the earth. And he fully convinces Evan he's God. He tells him he chose him because he vowed to change the world. And this is what he envisioned his world to be. So let's change it for the better. Reconnect with nature.
Change it to my world. Said the narcissist God.
And so he's like,
no collaboration.
So you got to do one like random act of kindness daily, and also here's this Ark Building for Dummies book.
Okay, got to build this ark.
Huge best-selling hit.
Still got to build that ark. Bitch.
Why bitch?
But that's what God says.
Oh, God loves his nose. God calls too many people bitch.
Yeah,
everybody. Because who's not a bitch to God?
You're right. Wow.
Who can out-or a God?
The alpha male.
Pete Davidson, maybe.
That's the alpha male. Yeah.
Yeah.
All 10 inches
of Staten Island, Pete Davidson.
I didn't even know what Pete Davidson did for the longest time. Just stop it.
Yeah, you asked me that during From Justin to Kelly, I think.
What Pete Davidson did?
Yeah.
Like I thought he just dated hot chicks. Like I thought that was kind of his role in society.
It kind of is.
SNL guy. Yeah.
He says some jokes and he dates hot chicks.
I think he's gonna. I would be willing to put $5 on him dating Sabrina Carpenter at some point.
It's a good bet.
It's a good bet. I can't bet against that.
It's a good bet.
So he's starting to learn about building the ark and doing that, and he wakes up the next morning. He's got a full beard, a nice full beard. He continuously shaves it, but each time after he wipes the shaving cream and stuff away, it's restored wholly within seconds.
This is a famous bit from this movie, I feel like. It's my famous bit.
I was watching it. Marina laughed so much at the one point when he's like trying to shave really quickly so that it won't grow back. I was like, dude, slow down. You're going to cut your neck.
Cut himself. Yeah.
Was it Mr. Bean, the movie where like he was shaving and then he got like a little too high on the right side, so he shaved on the left side and then he eventually shaved his whole head?
Sounds Mr. Beanish.
It does. I don't know, but it sounds for sure
Mr. Bean.
So, and then his realtor shows up to congratulate him on purchasing 8 vacant lots in his neighborhood in name with his home equity money. His wife's like, what the fuck? You didn't even run this. You bought 8 lots?
You didn't talk to me or our children. Tag and Miles and Looney.
He's got this beard. He's got longer hair. He's distracted. He's researching arcs. She thinks he's having an extraordinary midlife crisis. And his sons also suspect that something greater is occurring. But they assist him anyway as a time to spend with their dad on the construction of the ark. Although his wife Joan does not. Joan of Arc?
Ooh.
I have always been long fascinated by Joan of Arc, historically.
What about Jonah Hill?
I enjoy him. I'm less fascinated by him. I kind of think I got him figured out.
even his role in Don't Look Up?
Yeah, he's a big funny guy.
Yeah. He's not super big in 21 Jump Street.
No, he's huge in War Dogs.
He's so big in War Dogs. War Dogs and Moneyball. He's like the biggest man I've ever seen.
He's huge.
Oh man, I was gonna bring up War Dogs if you didn't. He's so big in that movie. Oh man.
He's a tub.
So Evan, he gets called into work and is mistaken by his secretary as a homeless man, and then harassed by Rita and Marty over his overgrown hair and beard. Congressman Long meets him to have him sign the letter of intent to co-sign the bill, but when in his office, he's completely distracted by all of the fish in the fish tank hovering over him, going back and forth. I think this is another classic moment from this movie that I really remember.
It's a trailer moment, if you will.
Yes, it is a trailer moment.
You gotta show this in the montage.
Yeah. And so he says he's still going to sign the bill, all that. Congressman Long's like, you got to clean yourself up if you're going to be representing with me. Like, this is getting a little out of hand, but I appreciate your gusto. They're back home building the Ark, having trouble getting height on it, obviously. Like, these are the biggest pieces of wood I've ever seen them trying to lift. And
Steve Carell's not a big guy.
So a giant hamster wheel operated crane appears out of thin air, and we get a building montage.
Hell yeah. A religious building montage.
It was over the Home Depot theme song.
Bow, 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 bow.
Is that the Home Depot song?
No.
I didn't think so.
But what is the Home Depot? It's similar to that.
Mr. Clean? No.
That's Mr. Clean. What's the Home Depot theme song?
O'Reilly's. Home Depot.
Home Depot.
I think it's someone that goes, "Sweet child of mine."
Yeah, something like that.
Liberty, Home Depot.
On the first day, God created light, or whatever.
On the first day of Home Depot, on the first day of Ark building, God created Home Depot.
Yeah, baby.
We landed the ship.
Home Depot mentioned.
That's so thank you for sponsoring this episode, Home Depot.
O'Reilly's.
AutoZone.
O'Reilly's AutoZone. You just throw in another company.
That's not.
So yeah, you get this whole building montage. The Ark's coming along well, but it's starting to attract tons of animals and tons of people. There's spectators watching. And as it comes along more and more, and as time passes, with the hair and the beard out of control, God also gives him an old raggedy robe to wear.
Wear this shit. This is more the God I was thinking about. Quit flaunting your suits. Wear this shit. Kiss the feet of the homeless people. That sort of shit.
Yeah. And he's eating dinner with his wife and his kids one day. God appears as a weatherman on the news. Tells him that a big flood is coming September 22nd, midday. So he's like, oh,
September
shit.
1st, 2001.
Oh, no. September 1st, 2001.
3:26 p.m.
Yeah, 9/1.
9/1.
September 1st, that faded day.
Wait, what?
You said September 1st.
It didn't like penetrate the okay.
The worst day in American history, 91.
That's my 9/11. It's 9/1.
It's 9/1.
For no apparent reason, but
9/1 does not roll off the tongue like 9/11.
No.
9/1.
No.
9/1.
Yeah, if it was 90. I think if we rebranded 9/11 to 91/1, it seems a lot less scary. I think we're all more at home.
You should start calling 9/11 91/1.
It takes the terror away from the terrorists. You think 9/11, you think sad thoughts. Yeah, scary, bad. You think 91/1. Now it's like a movie.
Yeah, it's a blowout game.
Yeah, 91/1. Sounds like a radio station.
Radio show. Yeah, perfect. So, Joan begs Evan to stop with the antics as it's scaring her and the kids, but he tells her the truth about God appearing to have him build an ark, and she believes he's delusional. But Evan has duties to perform at Congress, and God's making him wear this robe and the hair. It's not going to give it up. So what he does is he puts on the robe, and then he redresses over it in his suit, and he's got this little bun, and he's done his little beard into like
it's like a biker.
A rat tail, but on his chin. I don't know what it was.
It's like every biker.
And he's in Congress. He's in that room. They're all about to propose a bill. When they're saying all the people that are in favor of it, they call out his name. He stands up saying, "I, Captain, oh Captain, my Captain," or whatever. Boom. Clothes. His suit pops off. His hair goes. He looks like the Noah's Ark raggedy Jesus Christ figure.
Yeah. Doesn't look like a Republican.
And the crowd goes nuts with this whole quick change thing. And then obviously they're in the Capitol building. They're doing this whole meeting with all the doors and windows just wide open. So all these animals just come flooding in. And this one isn't just like local. They were like jaguars and wolves and flooding in.
All I'm saying is if there's a guy in a robe with a staff surrounded by a bunch of different animals, I'm on his side.
Or run. One of the two.
Yeah, well, if I have to pick a side, I'm picking the side with the staffed man with animal powers.
Yeah, the wizard, the fucking wizard.
The wizard human.
Yeah, it's like ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm not gonna, fuck around and find out. I don't believe in God, but if a man in a robe with godly power comes around.
If a man with a staff conjures two grizzlies, one on each side of him out of thin air, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm Christian now.
That's my God. That's my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So the crowd goes nuts. That all the animals surround him, and Evan explains that the animals are here for him to save from an imminent flood during this crazy Washington, D.C. drought, and that he was tasked to build an ark by God. And because of his appearance and the statements, he's forcibly removed from the room and his name removed from the bill. Congressman Long's over it. And upon Evan's departure, Congressman Long also gets pooped on so much. He got so much poop on him.
Poop.
Steve Carell pooped right on him.
So Joan, upon seeing a news report that features the Ark, she takes their 3 sons to their mother's house. She leaves him, thinking to abandon Evan. And Evan, all alone, he builds the Ark alone in another montage while gaining international notice. News people are coming in from everywhere.
Check out the weirdo.
The weirdo who can summon animals from Africa. Why is everyone everyone is just suspension of disbelief? You're like, oh yeah, no, it's normal that he can control animals with his mind.
Also, why are there elephants?
I might think it's like a grizzly man situation. He's got a special bond.
Yeah, he had like 6 different endangered species on, like
penguins,
fish. Sometime after Joan leaves Evan, God appears to her as a waiter at a diner. And in this guise, he tells her that God does not give things, but only gives the opportunity by which to obtain things. Citing togetherness of family is just one of these things. And so seeing his meaning, Joan returns to Evan to finish the arc as a family and find him with a full-on white beard and hair. It's overtaken his genes.
Gandalf.
He's Gandalf now, yeah. That's my God, Gandalf.
Evan the White.
Evan the White. You don't want to see Evan the Black.
Black
is the lead singer of a funk
band. So Joan shows Evan a news release stating that he has until, I don't know, maybe September 22nd to take the Ark down due to code regulations, but that's the day of the flood.
You can't. If you take it down, then Brandon, they'll all drown.
They'll all drown. It's the worst day ever. 9/1.
91.
And you get one mass building montage, but this time as a whole family, and there are animals there helping them out as well. And then during all this, Evan finds out from the Jonah Hill, like the intern character, that Congressman Long has commissioned a dam while he's been away, but he cut corners in doing so. Not only did he do that with the dam, but he did that with these private lots that were previously public lands. But in his new plan for his new bill, in the fringe areas of the national parks. He's going to cut corners there too and impede on wildlife and nature.
You knew he would.
No! Good input, Devin.
This John Lithgow-esque figure.
So on September 22nd, Evan loads hundreds of animals onto a newly finished ark in front of live news crews and nearby citizens. And they're all on there. Minutes pass where there's no sign of rain, provoking scorn from the spectators. And the cops and Congressman Long show up to arrest him. They're going to destroy the ark with this giant wrecking ball. And Evan even confronts him about his greed and cutting corners with the dam. Like, he stands up to John Goodman.
Yeah. In like a Noah type of way.
Whoa.
Yeah, like Noah would in the Bible. How he would stand up to a congressman.
Noah wood? What is Noah wood?
Noah wood. It's a rare type of wood you make arcs out of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's Noah wood taste like?
Like a tree.
Okay.
No
further questions.
And so Joan tells Evan, she's like, you did all this, it's great. You are at risk and our family's at risk. Let's leave the ark. So he finally agrees to leave with his family when a rainstorm comes. Although briefly present, Evan takes this as a sign of the coming deluge, but is proven wrong when it stops. But then he remembers the dam, Congressman Long's dam, which he fears may burst. And as he thinks on this, the dam bursts just right then, flooding the streets with overflowing lake water.
God was right. Who would know? Who would have known?
God would have known.
Probably.
And so at this, all the spectators and policemen, they board the ark, which ends up sailing down the streets of Washington, D.C. in a pretty good looking scene, honestly, with the water and the ark and all that. On the floodwaters of the lake until it finally lands touching the front of the Capitol building. What else would it be touching?
The National Church, maybe.
Oh. Touching my private parts.
Prostate.
Touching his butthole over and over and over.
And so Evan tells Congressman Long that the flood was caused by his poor design of the dam, which incites the other congressmen present to turn against him and no longer back his bill. And as investigations on Chuck Long are occurring, Evan and his family finally get to go on that hiking trip, during which God reappears to Evan and telling him that the way to change the world is by doing one act of random kindness at a time. A-R-K.
One act of random kindness. Oh, fuck, Evan.
That spells butt.
Doing
one butt every day.
If you just do one butt each day, the world would be a better place.
If you do 2 acts of random kindness, does that roll over?
It cancels out, actually.
It has to be an odd number?
Yeah, it does.
They're like negatives, kind of.
So you could do 3, but 3 is way too many acts of random kindness to do a day.
Who's got the time for that?
So, and then that's the end as God announces a new commandment called "Thou shalt do the dance" that Evan does.
I hated that scene, honestly.
Dance now. Oh, every time he did that, like, this is the worst.
That's bad.
Yeah,
that is bad. So that is the end of Evan Almighty.
I think on the other side of this quote, you guys may have to forge on without me. So, would you like to hear some of my perusings that I would miss?
Please, God.
So quotes.
Lucas, sorry.
Quotes. I took 18 quotes from this movie, Devin.
Damn.
But I'm protesting until the prisoners are returned. So until the movie Prisoners is nominated for Best Picture retroactively.
Wait,
so until either of those things.
The one in Venezuela or whatever, in the MS-13 prisons?
Any prisoners.
More.
Just
generally, as well as others.
Generally prisoners.
Or
no
the
more
movie
prisoners.
Retroactively gets nominated for Best Picture.
That's a win. Just gets
12 years later.
So, no quotes then to share. I guess that leaves the rating. My rating for this here flick. I I'm gonna rate Evan Almighty a 5.8 on the lasagna scale. I thought it was pretty harmless. I thought it was pretty predictable. Some of the kitschier stuff I wasn't a huge fan of. I thought Steve Carell did a fine job. Um, I was, I think it's an intriguing sort of premise, and I do think the movie kind of treats the philosophy of religion in the correct way, which I think is important. It's always something I've kind of been fascinated by. I would care for another Almighty series. Let's get one where somebody's Solomon. Let's get one where somebody is Jesus Almighty. Let's get one where somebody is Saint Paul the Baptist Almighty. So a 5.8 for me.
Wow. I want one with Lot.
Lot and his wife. Yeah.
Yeah, where
Almighty. Wait, Lot Almighty.
Lot Almighty.
The one where Lot's wife sleeps with their kids.
I'm pretty sure she like sleeps around, yeah.
No, there's some incest one. They're in like a cave.
You're right. I think that's right. Well,
Cave Almighty.
Well, you're talking about Job Almighty. That'd be a sad.
That'd be a good one.
So a 5 out of 10. And that is it for me, boys.
Bye, Lucas.
Bye.
Bye.
Hope you find your dad. Should we do some quiz?
I'm like shaking my hand really fast, but it looks like it's still. I think I'm faster than my camera. Watch, right? Have you seen that? Oh, fuck. Go ahead.
Well, have I seen what?
Have you seen that TikTok of that guy on TikTok?
I send you that. The guy that...
Yeah, I wanted to be like him, but I had to wait 5 seconds.
You wanted to be him so badly. You watched this movie an hour ago. Did you take any quotes?
No.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I have one that I remember though.
Yeah?
When he's driving and then 2 sheep appear in the back of his Hummer and he goes, "Sheep!
Sheep!"
Yeah.
That's a good one. I've got 12.
Jeez.
In
have
Congress.
A little class.
The congressmen are reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. And then God appears right next to Evan, and God just goes, "One nation under me, indivisible." That's pretty good.
I like that.
At the end of the movie, Joan, Evan's wife, goes, "Honey, maybe God didn't mean a literal flood. Maybe he meant a flood of knowledge or emotion or awareness." And Evan, after building the whole arc, he goes, "If that's true, I'm going to be so pissed."
I like that.
Rita. Well, my Wanda Sykes impression. "The way things are going, if he gets any crazier, we might end up in the White House."
Hell yeah.
Because crazy presidents.
Because politics.
Yeah. Another Rita one. When she voices her disbelief in Evan's arc, and she goes, "Look, I go to church every Sunday." And then they look at her. She goes, "Every other Sunday." And then they look at her. And she's like, "I've been to church." This is the stupidest fucking thing. Is Evan yelling, and then it's his kids. Evan goes, "Get on the ark! Everyone on the ark now!" Because it's flooding. And then his one son, Marty, goes, or his assistant goes, "I think we should get on the ark." And then the other assistant goes, "I agree. I think we should get on the ark also. Yes." So I was like, that's clunky writing.
Yeah.
Clunky. We already did "Did you just make a wardrobe change? This isn't the Oscars. You're not Whoopi."
Whoopi Steelberg.
No. She works with steel.
Yeah, dude. She's a blacksmith.
Oh yeah, I said this one at the very end. "I now issue a new commandment. Thou shalt do the dance." Come on.
I like the movie until that point.
What the hell is this? This must be towards... Oh! This is when they're playing the video for him at the very beginning, like his goodbye video, and Evan starts to cry seeing all the goodbyes and whatnot, and he just turns back to the camera on air and goes, I feel like that old Indian in front of all that garbage. I'm like, what?
I had no idea. Did you look it up or anything?
No, I didn't, but I was like, what?
No clue.
When Evan and Joan get in bed the first night in their new house, she looks over to Evan. She goes, Ryan did the cutest thing today. He asked if we could all pray together. I was like, gross.
Yeah. If Callie ever does that, you gotta fucking take away your iPad or something.
Jonah Hill's character, the intern who just loves Congressman Baxter, he goes, if I could be like one man, it would be like Congressman Baxter. Oh, either him or Kareem.
It'd probably be you.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is your backup, Jonah Hill?
Fair. I don't know the man.
Joan hits Evan with the nastiest little... When she's so upset at him in his midlife crisis and everything, she said, we didn't leave our lives in Buffalo so that you could sail the SS Depression. Roasting his ass.
Got him.
And then the last one, the youngest son loves to watch Animal Planet, and at one point they're trying to build the frickin' ark, and he just goes up to his dad and he goes, an Argentinian lake duck has a penis as large as its own body. And Evan just goes, he must be proud.
Also, ducks' penises are corkscrewed, but everyone knows that.
And ducks' vaginas are counter corkscrewed. One's clockwise, one's counter. So it's very violent.
Yeah. But quick. Mercifully quick.
Yeah. So
shoots out almost as fast as a bullet.
That would hurt my uterus.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever heard of sounding?
I think so, but now I'm thinking I don't.
It's when you stick things up your urethra.
I do know. Yeah, I do know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's gonna end it. It's ratings time. Devin, what do you think critics gave this on Rotten Tomatoes?
Out of 10?
Out of 100.
61.
Critics gave it a 24.
Fuck, dude. It wasn't that bad.
What about the people, though? The popcorn mitter.
61.
Closer. It's a 52.
Ooh.
Metascore, this is out of 100. Once again, critics.
28.
I was ready for you to say 61. A 37. And then audience score out of 10.
4.6.
It's a 5.4. Aside from that first one, you were like 0.9 off on every single one of them, except the first one you were so far off on.
Yeah.
And then a 5.4 of all the films we've done, all 197 films so far, this lands at as a 5.4. The 76th worst film we've ever done. Kind of near the middle. Ones just worse than this include How Do You Know, which we just did, Scooby-Doo, which we just did, Little Nicky, the Point Break remake that you watched with us, Power Rangers, and your favorite. You watched Point Break with us. It was Alex's first episode. It was in February of 2022, I think.
Okay, that's probably why I don't remember it. Oh, is that the one? Wait, that's the one where they're looking for gold, like a treasure or something?
No, that was Fool's Gold. Point Break's the one where they did like the wingsuit like flop.
Oh yeah.
And your favorite movie, 8 Crazy Nights. It's a technical foul.
I love it.
And then movies just better than this are Earth Girls Are Easy, Hotel for Dogs, Jack Frost, Dude, Where's My Car, and Kicking and Screaming.
Dude, Where's My Car is better than this?
Apparently.
What the fuck? Okay.
Oh, you were on Dude, Where's My Car with us.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, too.
Yeah, it was.
What are you giving Evan Almighty? Lucas gave it a 5.
6.1.
Nice.
It's K.
It is K.
It's K.
I was a 6.3. We're all pretty darn close together.
There you go. Look at us
Lucas
growing as people.
Nailed it. He said it was harmless. It's K. It's family friendly. It does actually shed a decent light on religion. It doesn't push it down your throat or anything. Steve Carell does do a good job with what he's given in this. I think Bruce Almighty is funnier. It's probably right about the same for me. They're both right at that 6, and it's not. I don't think it's bad. I did the 24% is outrageously low for what I thought. But
yeah, same.
Here's what critics had to say. Speaking of that 24, Richard Roper at Chicago Sun-Times said, Evan Almighty is a paper-thin alleged comedy with a laugh drought of biblical proportions and a condescendingly simplistic spiritual message.
This guy was a diehard Christian.
Kind of seems like it.
Yeah.
He's a Roper.
Yeah,
I don't like it. And then Peter Travers at Rolling Stone said, shamelessly juvenile, pseudo-religious, and mock-sincere, and not that funny. Carell deserves praise as he projects the movie's only sense of mischief, but it's too little and too late. 1 out of 4 stars.
Again, I feel like they're being really harsh. Like, they're rating this 1 out of 4. I mean, that's like Birdemic. You can't go lower, you know? You got to always leave room to go lower.
You're right. And then the people. First up is Snoopy Style. This is Seth. He said,
hey, yo.
Only salvation this movie has is the nice guy persona of Steve Carell. He has just enough charisma to keep this movie going. However, it is impossible to see why nobody believes him. When his wife runs off, it signaled a very artificial bend to the story. Evan is followed by hundreds of animals, and people are actually laughing. It makes no sense. I would figure he would have an army of religious people ready and willing to help. It's a manufactured reaction to make a fake hurdle for Evan to jump over. Only Steve Carell's likability kept the movie alive. 6 out of 10.
Honestly, dude, like that's fucking hit it on the head for me.
You said it. It's
yeah.
Exactly that.
I like that one.
And it's right at your rating. You said 6 out of 10. Is that you actually? Are you Snoopy Style?
That's me, dude.
Wow, Seth's been saying it's him ever since. But next up is by.
I'm also Seth.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Next up is by Cosmasp. He says the religious under and overtones are all over the movie, and they're almost fine, but tend to consume a great deal of it. It almost seems as if this was sponsored by the church. Now, it depends on your point of view if that's a good thing or not. You might even like or dislike the movie more than me because of that. One thing is for sure, Morgan Freeman is an acting god. It's up to you now if you want to watch it or not. 5 out of 10.
I know this is like not on task or whatever, but Samuel L. Jackson and Lawrence Fishburne, is that the right name?
It is.
Those not being the same people still fucks me up.
I was laughing so hard. Like,
my whole life.
Samuel L. Jackson was like, it doesn't.
My whole life, they were the same person.
They're not. I'm glad you're coming to terms with it, though.
I'm on.
Next up is by Pertucoho, newcomer. He said, nice beard, crap movie, religious propaganda, laughing face, Disney-ish plot. Was it Disney? Don't know, don't care. Plippity plop, 1 out of 10.
Where'd the plippity plop come from?
I don't know.
Okay.
This guy was going through it. Next is by Andrew James 10. He says, too much emphasis is given to deep films that leave you wondering, what the fuck? Manchester by the Sea, i.e., watching a film
good movie.
Supposed to be entertained, and I was. 8 out of 10.
Is it bad that in my head I know the BMI of the person that wrote that?
What is it?
8.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what the scale of BMI.
Healthy is 20.
Oh, so they're very under.
Yeah, 8 would be like dead. It would be like
100
African child. And anything above 40 is needing bariatric surgery. 100 would be like 1,000-pound woman.
Yeah, 100.
That's what you're going with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Manchester by the Sea. Great film. Beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the Scottish one, right?
No.
No, that's the Banshees of
Inisherin. Also
yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Manchester by the Sea is with Casey Affleck, where he has to take over his nephew. He gets custody of his nephew.
Yep. Yeah. That one's fucking fantastic.
And then he's dealing with the grief of having a child after his own kid burned alive in his house when he left his house. Yeah. Horrific. Such a great film about like a honest showing of depression. Like, check out Manchester by the Sea. Only 3 more. Next up is by the Liberal Gems.
Okay.
Where do you think this is going?
Own them libs.
Own them. They say God wants Americans to protect the wilderness from destruction. But I digress. The movie's greatest strength is that it's gentle. Destruction of the wilderness, corruption in government, endangering innocent people's lives, putting your family second to your career, and forgetting your conscience are all potentially heavy topics, which are handled in Evan Almighty with great finesse. My hat's off to the filmmakers for a job well done. 10 out of 10.
Okay.
It went different.
This is like on the opposite end of the other one. They're both positive reviews, but this is like that. Two different people.
Yeah.
You know?
Penultimate is by Wacky Wookie. This is Chewbacca's brother Itchy. He says,
Ooh.
A comedy of biblical proportions. That title is a reference to the tagline. The funny thing is, though, that the Bible isn't actually funny. And that's the best way to describe this thing. 1 out of 10.
Yeah. You know, as we go through these reviews, I'm reminded of why we have a two-party system and we are so divided as a nation. When we take such hard stances with no room to wiggle.
1 out of 10s. Well, get ready for my last one by Mina Luka, 29.
Okay.
They say this movie had perfect performances by Wanda Sykes and Steve Carell. Definitely their best movies yet. My favorite film of all time. By the way, Jurassic Park sucks. 1 out of 10.
Thanks, boss.
What?
Got it.
1 out of 10? Why? You're not reviewing Jurassic Park if you hate it. Why did you give this a 10 out of 10? What an idiot.
God.
So, that's going to end Evan Almighty this week. Are you recommending it to people?
Yeah, why not? Don't pay for it. If you have to pay for it, no.
It should be free somewhere on streaming, and it's not right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I do agree with that, too. I think it's a nice, easy film, and yeah, don't pay for it, for sure. But
yeah,
if it's on TBS or if it comes to streaming somewhere, yeah, nice, easy film.
Yeah, give her a watch.
Give her. Well, that's going to end it this week. Next week, we've got one of 2 options. We're either doing a movie called Roar, a 1980s, technically it's a home movie where like financed by celebrities who owned a bunch of lions, and everybody in the movie, like all the cast and crew, get mauled. Like they're real maulings that they just videotape.
My God. That sounds awesome.
Do you want to be on? You're like,
I maybe.
You should watch Roar. Or it's scheduled for next week, but it might get pushed around because of schedules and things. Marina and Alex are coming back for their April Fool's rendition, but instead they've already finished 50 Shades. They're jumping into the Twilight series. So, Twilight or Roar, watch them both in prep. And we will see you next week.
Bang.
Flippity plop.
Flippity plop. Yeah, my cholesterol is really high, and my triglycerides.
Hey, you're not the only one though. Like out of nowhere, my liver enzymes like skyrocketed, and so they were like, "All right, you got to eat better. You gotta exercise more." And then I was like, "Well, I don't really drink much anyway, but I like cut out all alcohol for like 6-7 months or something." And I got an ultrasound on my liver, and it was like it wasn't hepatitis or cirrhosis or anything like that. It was non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Went back like a year later, got labs done. Labs are great. They're still a little elevated, but it's not like where I'm like, oh shit, why? What is wrong with my liver?
Scary stuff, man. I don't.
That's why
there's
you
no.
don't go to the doctor. Then you don't know.
That's so true. Except, and they stopped prescribing me medicine, and I called them over and over and like was yelling at people. And they're like, yeah, you have to come in, you have to get blood work done, you have to get these tests done. And if you don't, we're not going to stop prescribing them, and you're going to go to the emergency department, and then it's so fucked up.
No, you have to go see your doctor if you want refills. I have to call people about that all the time.
I think that's so fucking dumb. It's like it's a medicine that keeps me like functioning, and they're like, fuck you, because we can't. They grumble.
They got to do labs. It makes sense.
Okay, but if a guy's on heart medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to come get labs, are they just gonna stop giving him his heart medicine?
Yes.
And he's just gonna fucking die?
Because they need to know if they need to continue his medication. The thing is like when I get prescription, say it's like a blood pressure med, usually you see your doc, they'll send 3 months worth. They'll send you a 90-day supply with 3 refills. So you get a full year's worth. And then you're supposed to go see your doc for the next year for your annual physical. But then people won't. So then they'll send 90 days with no refills or something. And then after that, they'll be like, okay, on the scripts, we'll put like, it's only 30 pills. And on it, no refills. It'll say appointment required for future refills. So now they're like, we've given you opportunities for the signs. And then they'll maybe do it like once more where it's 30. And then if somebody's like really desperate, they'll do like 14 days. But I've seen some docs, every day there'll be ones that are refills not authorized. They're overdue for a visit. So then got to call.
So dumb.
You got to get your labs done. They got to know that what they're doing is working.
Obviously, it's working because I'm functioning as a human being.
They don't know that.
Well, I would have stopped taking them. I wouldn't, like, if they weren't working, I wouldn't get refills.
How do they know you haven't been taking it? How do they know? How do they know that you haven't taken it every single day and that you just ran out of refills? But instead, you've gone 8 months without taking it and then have restarted, but now your prescription's expired because it's been a year.
I get refills once a month.
I know, but they don't know that.
The doctors don't? Don't they write the refills?
They write the refills, but they can't see every time you picked them up.
I don't know, dog.
They don't know that you're picking it up. Unless it's a controlled substance and they can check the registries. Actually, some places have like a SureScripts thing where they can see some of the maintenance meds. So maybe they would. But you got to get your labs done.
I think I'd just rather die at this point. I fucking hate the medical. Everything, like doctors make me angry. Insurance makes me angry. Hospitals make me angry.
That's my life.
Yeah, more power to you and Emily.
Yeah, you're surrounded by it.
I'm such a cunt to doctors too. Like especially to this doctor because he like forced me to come in. I was such a bastard to him.
Don't be a bastard to your docs. They can fire you and then you have to get a new doc and they might do a whole new regimen for you and change all your meds.
I mean, I'm not bad enough that they're going to fire me, but I'm like snotty with them. I'm like, it's because I have to pay for it, you know? Just Hang on. Gmail.com. But anyway.
Rant over.
Yeah. Emily, when I was over this last weekend, Emily ultrasounded my heart for like 2 hours straight.
Nice.
She needed practice.
Yeah.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies, stuff like that. Ugh. Like seeing your own heartbeat, I don't like that.
That's cool. That stuff is cool.
I just like to put glass in hole, you know? I'm a simple man.
You're very simple.
Put glass in hole. This fucking laptop is so slow.
You don't have to send it to me. I'm not gonna edit tonight. You could go to bed and you could send it to me tomorrow if you needed.
No, if I don't do it tonight, it's not gonna get done.
But what if I remind you? I have to remind Lukas every Friday. I'm like, can I have the link?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. It's fine.
It's fine. I rode my bike to work this morning, and the road was just straight fucking ice.
Mm-hmm.
And I just ate shit. Like I was going like through a crosswalk on my bike, and it was like fucking blackout, pitch blackout, and a car was there with its headlights, and I just ate shit, just right in the headlights.
Did it snow a bunch there today too?
Yeah, I mean it didn't stick, but it
yeah.
did. It's 91 megabytes. I hope you can handle that. Not a lot of people can handle the size of my files.
I know one thing about you. You got a big file.
Yeah, that's what I get told.
A big fellatio file.
Mm-hmm. It's got a small file, but a big heart.
I can't believe you said 9-1.
That's so dumb.
That was so funny.
I feel like I'm getting stupider as I age. And it's like I'm getting stupider, and I'm also like getting more okay with being stupid. You know?
And you just accept it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, this is just my life. I'm just dumb tradie boy. It's all the drywall dust I inhale. All right, it's sent. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, sleep good.
Mwah.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Good night.
Night.